We hope you enjoyed this episode. Unfortunately, they made some mistakes.
I had a rare occurrence, and I would do also, this is great, this dovetails nicely into what we did a week ago.
Okay.
Delta's Play. There was 2 showings of Delta's Play, 1 p.m., 5 p.m.
Yeah.
You went to the 1 p.m.
Yes.
I did not, and I regret it deeply. But while I wasn't at that play, I was like, oh my God, I can finally go get my shingles vaccine.
Oh.
When you turn 50, this is a public service announcement.
Okay.
You are now eligible to get the shingles vaccine.
Interesting.
I mean, maybe they'd give it to you before. I don't know. But I was at my physical this year, and he's like, okay, so now you got to get your shingles vaccine, which sign me up.
Right.
Do you know anyone that's had shingles?
Well, that's a ding, ding, ding. That comes up in not this week, but if you're on listening to Wondery Plus, the episode.
Well, that's crazy. Anyways, I've had a friend who had it. It's miserable.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Nerve pain. And as our lovely pharmacist, we share a pharmacist, Rosalind.
Yes.
She was saying, like, opiates don't block nerve pain, which I didn't understand that or know that or whatever. But yeah, just agonizing pain. I don't want that. Also, I've complained about this in the past. What a gross name for a disease. Shingles.
I know.
It makes me think of shingles on a roof and that your skin starts getting
Of course. That's what we all see.
flaps
When
and
we
then
hear it.
tearing off and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not what happens. Is it just adult chicken pox shingles?
Yeah, but it is, I think it's more it's nerve pain. And then for a percentage of people, it never goes away.
Oh.
I know.
Okay, so I was in there, and I never go to the pharmacy. But I get all my pharmaceuticals from R&D. The cutest, we've talked about it once before. It's the cutest pharmacy in all of Los Angeles.
It is.
At Hillhurst and Franklin. And because I was there for a vaccine, she had to help a couple people before me. And I felt like I was in Mayberry. Everyone that walked in, she knew by name.
Does. Yeah.
Knows everything about them. It was like a town hair cutter or I guess town pharmacist.
Yeah. Yeah, she's so nice. Maybe people will remember if they've listened for a long time. Her and I had a beef originally.
What was it about?
We had a beef when she used to work at Rite Aid.
Yes.
And I had to pick up a prescription for Kristen, and she wouldn't let me get it on her behalf, and there was a whole to-do, and we were in a beef.
Sure.
But then we made up, and now she's one of my favorite people. I love her.
You squashed it, as they say in beefs.
Yeah, we squashed the beef.
Okay, now, do you want to tell folks about the play on Saturday?
Sure. So, I went to Delta's Play. It was at 1 p.m.
Alice in Wonderland.
It was Alice in Wonderland. She was Tweedledee of Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Her best friend was Tweedledum.
And, yeah. Well, we've discussed the plays at your kids' school. And it's no shade, but it is shade. That's why, there's no way to talk.
It's not shade. I'll tell you why it's not shade. Every movie you see with plays for kids, this is how plays for fourth graders are. So there's no shade. They have 3 rehearsals.
Well, I did walk out and there was a man talking to his daughter who obviously had gone to that school, and he was like, I don't remember yours being this bad. So I'm just saying they're all like this, but yes, there's always technical difficulties. There's always
Memorization issues.
A lot of memorization issues, which that I can.
I thought that's what you were referring to.
No.
Okay.
The play itself, the sound, the mics not being on for this and that, the light being here when it should be there, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And it is very funny and fun to go and
it's what you
see.
want.
I
guess that's why I'm saying it's actually a success.
It's part of the appeal.
It's what you want, because I then went to 5 and they had figured it all out. They really what it seems like is they just needed one more rehearsal.
Yeah, sure.
That 1 p.m. rehearsal. Because I had heard that, no one has their lines. People are nudging the narrator. I mean, and that's what you live for with fourth graders on stage. Delta's barking orders at people.
Yeah, she's breaking the fourth wall a lot.
There is no fourth wall for Delta.
Yes.
People started clapping. Explain that. Well,
Okay.
first of all, she saw you and then put her tongue out like provocatively and crawled on the ground and was like,
Well, no, that's not. No,
that was Lincoln's reenactment of
yes,
it.
that's not what happened. She was already in. They were in the dance. She was in a position where she was sort of squatting. She wasn't getting down. She was like down, and she was doing her move, and then she just like looked up at us and gave us a little. I don't remember it being like nasty, but Kristen and Lincoln think it was nasty. We
And they
thought
think
it was like
directly to
flirty.
her soulmate.
Yeah, me and Anna, I think. She was like to both of us, like a little like, hey, I see you.
Yeah, I'll wag my tongue at you guys.
And I was really happy she did that because I will say it was the first time. As soon as she came out,
yeah.
she it was a dance thing or a song.
Yeah.
And Kristen was filming the whole time, she was filming and Lincoln was cheering really, 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 really loudly.
Yeah.
And Delta like looked over at us and just like shook her head.
Too loud.
It was just like an overall like shaking her head. And I was like, uh-oh, she's mad. And we just started the play and she's not happy.
I love too that those two could find a way to get into a little power struggle, not even in the same reality.
Exactly. And so then every time she came out, she was clearly like, she was pretty annoyed by the way like this play was going. And so then later when she did that like winky thing to me and Anna, I was like, oh, maybe it's lifted. Maybe she's happy now.
Now she's having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she came out, she had like, they had this big scene and Lincoln was cheering again, like really loud, but also like screaming her name.
Yeah.
Delta said, the song isn't even over yet. And then they did their thing, but then something happened with the mic, and so she was upset about that. I think she said, this sucks out loud.
After she got off stage.
Yeah.
This was fun. This was more of a detective thing that followed me going, which is some kid, when they walked off stage, said, well, that sucked.
Yeah.
And they still had their mic on.
Right,
and that was
exactly.
the last thing the audience heard. So I heard that from a parent at the 5 o'clock. Like, oh my God, the funniest part of the whole thing was at the end, one of them just said, well, that sucked. And I go, that sounds like my kid, for sure. And then I'm telling Delta later, I go, yeah, I guess someone said, well, that sucked. And she goes, boy, I feel like I might have said that. And I go, good, because I really felt like it would definitely be something you would say.
Yeah, I think it was her. I think it was her. But also while she was still on stage, there was a snafu with like a mic situation. And then she was like, she got upset about that. And then she did say like, no, you're supposed to say this. There was a lot of people saying, no, now you say this. Now you say this. You say this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on.
Oh, there's nothing better.
It was really funny. It was really, really funny.
So I got the report from everyone that's what had gone down. And so I was so excited to go to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And 5 o'clock went off with almost without a hitch. Everyone knew their lines. All the mics were working.
Sure.
I was delighted that she still was fully breaking the fourth wall.
What'd she do in that one?
Well, she saw me.
Yeah.
And I was like, cheering and waving. And then she started waving at me. And then she was doing the I love you hand signs to me. And then she was doing the heart thing to me and just really blasting me from the stage.
Sure.
And it made me so happy. And I was laughing so hard. And it was, God, was it fun. And I'm going to commend them on this too. They kept that fucking thing under an hour. And that's incredible for these kids' plays. That came in at just under or about an hour.
Okay.
And a lot of times these plays have an intermission.
Yes.
And it's a long time.
Yeah.
This was a perfect amount of time.
Also for this play specifically, I guess not enough people signed up, so they opened it up to like the young kids. So there were some really small kids involved.
There were some super
and they were
cute.
So cute.
I'm telling you, one of the kids was definitely Ralphie from Christmas Story.
The wolf?
Yep.
Yeah, the wolf was so cute.
So cute.
I know.
I couldn't keep my eyes off a couple of those kids.
Yeah.
There was a little girl too with glasses that was, when you see someone like she was in it.
Right. That's okay. So this is where I have some trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
And I get it. This is like a school play. No one's really, I guess they are picking, but not really. They're not really picking. They're just like doing it. So the level of commitment is so varied.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And I think my sense of justice sometimes starts flaring up during the plays. Because I think, look at this kid. This kid is here to perform. perform.
Well, they put a lot of energy.
They care so much.
Yeah, they practiced a ton.
They practice, they're memorized, they're off book. And like then there are other people who haven't done anything clearly.
Yeah.
And they're ruining the play for these other people who have put in a lot of work. And, you know,
it would make sense that you have that point of view and I have my point of view.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be an actor in school.
Yeah.
And clearly, you're not going to find 35 kids who are trying to become actors. We're in LA.
Yeah.
5 or 6 of the kids on that stage are probably going on auditions.
Right, for sure.
But 98% are just trying to be social after school.
Yeah, exactly.
And so so for me, because I wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they're just having fun.
Yeah, I know,
What a
you're
memory of horsing around and fucking the thing up.
Yeah. But when I was in 5th grade, we had a play.
Okay.
And we did have to like kind of audition for it in the way that they're doing the same thing. And it was like this weird mashup of Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, and Taming of the Shrew. Okay.
Oh, yeah, wow.
I didn't want to be an actor.
Okay.
At that point, I didn't know anything about that. But I auditioned and I got the part of the haberdasher.
Okay, great.
That's a
someone
hat
who
maker.
sells stuff.
Yeah, and it was not a good part, and I had one line.
Okay.
And I was very shy. Like I was so shy at that time. But the amount of times I practiced that one line, it had nothing to do with wanting to be an actor. It was just like,
you want to do the right thing.
I just knew like this requires commitment.
Yeah.
And I nailed it. Here is the hat your worship ordered is the line. I'll never forget it.
It's barely even a line. Yeah, it's just a few words.
I presented the hat. Here is the hat your worship ordered.
It's really good. I hope everyone clapped. And then you said, that's not over. So what's immediately great about, for me, Delta's interest in it.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be Alice. She auditioned specifically to be Tweedledee with her friend Tweedle. She just wants to be in the play if she can be with her best friend as Tweedledee Tweedledum.
Yeah.
The kids that want to do it, they want the bigger parts.
Right.
So it's like, I already love it because it's just about her and her friend doing this thing together.
I agree.
Yeah.
Also,
and they were good, by the way. They
were. And so, but that also, for me, a tiny bit, I was like, Delta, don't do that because you're good this is cute and good. Like the Tweedledee Tweedledum back and forth is a real like kind of tongue twister.
Yeah, and they nailed it.
And it was really good and impressive. And I was like, oh man, like I wish we hadn't had that. I mean, it was funny for me.
Yeah.
And I liked it because, I just enjoy anytime she's doing anything. But I was like it did take away from a very impressive thing that these two little girls were doing together.
Yeah. I thought it was all very true to who she is, which is all I want for her, if that makes sense.
Yeah. She was so cute in her little makeup and her outfit.
Yeah, and their little exchange was tricky.
It was hard.
Yes.
That's what I picked. I was like, this is fast and tricky because they're getting names wrong.
Because Tweedledum is dumb, presumably, and doesn't know their name. So it's like they keep introducing themselves, and Tweedledum keeps introducing herself as Tweedledee, and then they have this back and forth kind of who's on first thing.
Yes.
And it's very confusing.
It is. It's a lot to keep in your brain.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really good. And I wasn't surprised. I was like, no wonder she got that part because she is able to hold a lot in her. No, I don't know if any of these other, whatever. Maybe they could. But like seeing what was going on with people not being able to memorize like very
here's your
basic.
hat, sir.
Yeah, here's the hat your worship ordered.
That's hard because you had worship in there.
No, now I'm nervous.
Oh no, you blew your line.
If you can't get that, you can't do what they did.
Yeah.
And so I was impressed.
I'm going to admit too, I'm probably just too in love with Delta. Whatever she does, I think I like.
Yeah.
And I reverse engineer why that's perfect for her because I just see her being herself and I'm wrapped around her finger. So I guess I'm trying to acknowledge that.
I love her too so much. And it wasn't like, oh, she shouldn't do that. It was like, oh, she doesn't have to do that.
Right.
She's just good enough.
Right.
Like she's good enough. They were good.
Yeah.
And it didn't. And I guess also for me, I was like, don't let your sister get in your head, rattle you. Exactly.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
now you're rattled and now you're doing this and you're in the middle of like a really cute thing that you're doing that you know how to do well. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Don't let the emotion interfere here.
Right. Sure. There's a bigger fun worldview here, which right is like if the show is good,
yeah,
I will not remember it when I'm 65.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like it's just interesting, like if you can fast forward, what in life you'll enjoy and care about and remember, and all the parents there.
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying is I'm bummed I went to the 5 and not the 1.
I know.
And I bet most parents that went to the 1 had the most amount of fun.
Yes, it was so fun. I'm glad I went to that one and I didn't go to the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And that's just funny about life.
Let's say your kid's in soccer. I guess Lincoln was in soccer.
Yeah.
But
she was in soccer.
Yeah.
So I've had this experience.
She was in soccer, but everyone was kind of not very good.
Well, they had a perfect record.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost every game. And even more so, they never scored a goal.
Yeah,
exactly. It's a flawless
season.
Yeah.
Which we love. But like, let's say you're watching her, and this is probably just my personality and how I grew up, how my parents parented.
Right.
If you're watching and she's like good, like really good.
Yes.
But something's happening that's not allowing her to like
realize her goals
and her potential. Do you think it's good, bad, or just personal, I guess, to say it to them? Like,
oh, this is a huge, endless debate you have in your head the whole time.
Yeah.
So 2 things are really relevant. One is I have the inclinations you have right now about Delta. I don't have when I watch Delta. I have them towards Lincoln.
Interesting.
Because Lincoln and I have similar character defects. And additionally, I would probably be less forgiving of the chaos watching a Lincoln play because she really takes it serious and wants to do great. And she's put her heart into it.
Right.
And so Delta's not betraying herself and she's not getting further from her goal.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And on the soccer team, all this stuff's going on. And now what I'm feeling bad for is my friend Scott's daughter is an awesome soccer player. And she's on this team with,
people
my
who don't
kid.
care.
And people playing for the first time.
Right.
And so I'll observe that and I'll go like, oh, she deserves a much better team. Look how hard, literally she's carrying the entire team.
Yeah.
And then the thing I have with Lincoln while watching is like, I don't want to give her a tip about passing or about kicking or scoring or any of that. But I'm fighting the urge to tell her, I expect nothing from you other than you run at that person and run dead into them.
You commit.
You've got to get over your fear of a collision. And minimally what you have to be is brave. I'm not asking you to be skilled and have all these skills, but I want you to right now acknowledge it won't hurt if you decide to confront. Because that's so much of these young soccers. It's like someone's coming with the ball and the defender runs up and they're just so afraid of locking legs or just confronting the way you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my age old. I want her to be brave. I don't want her to get taken advantage of. I want her to be fearless in defending herself.
Right.
So when I'm watching, I don't care if she scores. I don't want her to be afraid to confront that runner with the ball. And then I spend the whole game debating whether I'm going to bring that up in the car or not. And for 6 games, I don't bring it up. And then on the 7th game, I bring it up. And then I don't know if it was the right or wrong decision.
Everyone has different beliefs about the world. And then I guess you're just imparting it on your kids. So like each kid is going to get a different thing.
And I can totally acknowledge both sides of it. There's like a group of people that are taking life really serious and they're trying their ass off. And it's very unfair to them that some other people are just here to have a blast.
Well, it's not unfair. No. I don't think that's the problem. The problem is if you do care, right? Like if she's like, I really want to be good at soccer, and then she isn't practicing, right?
Yeah.
I think that is something to say, right?
Yeah,
like if you want to be good,
can't get good by thinking about something.
Yes, if you're on the field, and there's like an issue. You have an issue. There's like a thing you're not good at.
Yep.
I think it is okay to say, hey, let's work on this because this is where we have like trouble if you want to be good. Yes, if you're there to just run around and who cares?
Yeah.
Your thing is bravery, and I think my thing is like commitment.
Yeah. And both are legit. And I feel bad for the serious people that are annoyed by the people fucking off. And I feel bad for the people having a great time in life who people are mad at. You know, like I see it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, is life a big farce? I think so.
Well, you don't think so when you're in Costco and you're trying to get your scene done and somebody's fucking around and it's interfering with you.
Great point. Yeah.
Because you care about that, right? Like that's and it's.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
It's just
I mean, it's that we've all flown to New Mexico.
What's that mean?
To execute this thing. It's not like you can't wander onto a film set.
Right.
You know, but you're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's the same it's the same idea that this person's like, I'm here to have fun in this life.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm here to do a job.
Yeah. And the first time I was like, I get it. I might have done the same thing if I had a smaller role in the movie and I wanted to pop.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I said, hey, if you keep doing this, we're never going to get the scene because my character can't be interrupted in this race. And then you choose to do it. Then I'm the person who wants to get the job done and someone else is fucking around. So yeah, I'm
we're all on both sides of it at different times.
And now, God bless him for giving me that experience. Because I've done a million scenes in a million movies and I remember very few of them. And that is so memorable and it's one of my best stories. And it's like ultimately in the game of life, I'm delighted he fucked that up so many times and all the shit happened.
Right.
So I guess it's like, what point in time are you evaluating these things is also really relevant.
Sure.
Is it in the moment? Is it 5 years later? Is it on your deathbed? Is it as, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tricky.
And the whole world can't be thinking this whole thing's a joke because things got to get done.
Exactly, yeah.
Science has to be done.
Uh-huh.
And I get it.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Oh my gosh, I guess it's a ding, ding, ding because this is for Chris Nowinski and we were talking about soccer.
I have a quick David Chang update if you want it.
Oh, yeah. David Chang update.
Oh, gosh. I hope it's about the bread.
Oh, here we go.
Wildflower Bakery in Freestone. We were coming back from visiting some friends, and they said the bread there was great. And it was.
Wildflower Bakery.
Wow. Shout out.
Yeah. You did a whole graphic here, Rob?
I did. I had a little more time for this one.
Nice.
Now, Rob, how do you deal with, because Rob, you do everything right. It's something I am so grateful to you for. You are such a meticulous planner and just a great manager of all things that need doing. Did it drive you nuts growing up when people just were fucking off and didn't give a shit?
Yeah.
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 I'm sorry. On behalf of us, I'm sorry.
I mean, I was also the one doing it, so depending on what it was for, too.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, Chris. Show me those creamy hamstrings. I used to be able to do that voice, but now I've lost my upper registered. It's a Family Guy character. He always wants Chris to come in his basement and show him his creamy hamstrings or creamy thighs.
Oh,
he's clearly a pedophile, but they find a way to make it quite cute and funny in the cartoon. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I said that no one on the football team was in my AP classes, and that's not true.
Uh-oh.
There was at least one, Doug Sellers, shout out. I remembered him after the fact, and there might have been more. I don't know. When was Tough Enough the TV show on, and how many seasons of Real World had there been? There's 6 seasons starting in 2001, and the first episode of Real World was in 92.
Okay, 9 years.
Yeah, so it was in its 10th season when Tough Enough started.
And as I told you in 96, I partied with Pedro.
Yes, you did.
Who was season 1, San Francisco Real World.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Since past.
Sweet, sweet guy. What a fun night we had.
Okay, how many people currently play high school football in the United States? In the 23-24 school year, over 1 million high school students in the U.S. participated in 11-player football. This number includes 99% boys. For boys, it is the most popular high school sport with over 1 million players.
Now, do you think that remaining 1% that's girls, do they have a girl league or there's girls playing on the boys football team?
It's a great question.
You want to know something I'm embarrassed to admit?
What?
So I'm deep in my Friday Night Lights rewatch. I cannot recommend it enough for people with kids. It's such a fun family
Yes.
show. We've never had more fun watching a show together. It's
So
just,
fun.
it's a drug. We love it. We fight every night about when to turn it off.
Uh-huh.
It never occurred to me that they can practice. That of course they can just play games in practice because the team is split into two teams. The defense. I don't know why that never crossed my mind. Like we're watching Friday Night Lights and they practice a ton on the show. And I'm like, oh, duh. Yeah, they can play a real game endlessly.
Right.
Because they have everyone they need.
True.
You can't do that in basketball. I mean, you'd be splitting up.
You split it.
Yeah. It's very, I don't know why that never crossed my mind.
It is hard, though, because you aren't playing, like, the best. Like, you're not playing against.
Unless your team has the best defense.
Right,
Then you
guess.
almost have, your offense almost has an advantage because they're being forced to play against
That's
the best
true.
defense. It's probably like a virtuous cycle.
Yeah, probably.
Hockey gets that a little bit because you've got 4 offensive lines and 3 defensive lines.
Yes, but then you're going to have, like, the
gonna be
goalie's going to
lopsided.
be half as good. Talk about a fucking position I would not want to have.
No way.
There's all these things where consistency is important.
Yeah.
Those are not good things for me.
Yeah.
Or everything, your whole job boils down to 1 second. Like I need a lot of time and I need to be intermittently good and I'm going to be bad intermittently. That's kind of how I can operate. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You think you can't, like, make the shot when it counts?
But even when you make the shot, you've been dribbling for a while and you made a couple moves and you're in your rhythm. This is just you're standing dead still and you're up.
Right.
And here it comes.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you got to be perfect.
That's true.
With no lead up.
That's true.
I need lead up. That's why I like driving is like, anyone will tell you, like, it's very rare that unless you're in F1.
Yeah.
There's 21 turns on a track. You're not acing all 21 turns on the track. You've blown one, you're recovering on a couple, and that's standard.
Right.
So now it's just like a percentage of how good you so that works for me. You have a lot of time to make mistakes and recover and be perfect and then not good. But these jobs that require you to be excellent every time scare the bejesus out of me. A symphony orchestra player.
So impressive.
I need to be a jazz, like, improv.
Yeah.
Or it's like some of it's like, I don't know, is that okay? And then, whoa, that was a nice lick.
Yeah. Did you hear Skype is done?
What?
Skype.
It went away? It lost out to Zoom?
It did.
Was Skype owned by something else? Microsoft. It's hard to feel bad for Microsoft.
I know, but it's just like, I feel so bad for Skype. They really shit the bed during
It's weird
the pandemic.
That it didn't take off.
It was
already there.
It was there. It could have been.
That might speak to, like, if you didn't catch the learning curve initially, you think it's insurmountable, and you'd rather just learn the new thing that came your way and everyone's figuring it out. Well, this will comfort you. I just weirdly stumbled. I don't know why. I read an article about quarterly profits.
Uh-huh.
And Microsoft's quarterly profit was $70 billion. Their quarterly
Pretty good.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
280 billion is what they'll profit
nuts.
this year.
Yeah, I just feel like the story of Skype is a sad one. They were in leading position to take the pandemic, and they didn't. They let this little
but
rando.
Isn't that the story of the internet? It's like you had Yahoo, you had AOL, all these things that seem like institutions.
Yeah.
And some of these AOL bought Warner Brothers and Time Warner and just vanished.
Yeah, I mean, there was at the beginning of the pandemic, we were saying, like, we'll Skype you now, we'll Skype you in, but we were using Zoom.
Right.
Like the verb was Skype.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even being used.
It didn't work out.
I guess it's an underdog story too, which we like.
Yeah. I have friends who invented a very popular one, and I even had to talk to them. And I was like, I don't want to use yours. I want to use Zoom.
Ouch. Okay. The percentage of high school footballers who make it to the NFL.
Of the million we just learned that play football.
Right. Okay. A tiny fraction of high school football players, roughly 0.023%, make it to the NFL. This means that for every 1,000 high school football players, 23 will eventually play in the NFL, which I thought was kind of like a lot.
That's what the article says?
Yep.
God, that seems really, really high. Because how many people get into the NFL every year?
Let's see. How many people?
Like, how many are drafted?
257.
257.
So that would mean there was only 100,000 players.
Of age.
Well, yeah, exactly. Senior year.
Right. I guess there's the million playing football might include junior high football players and youth football and
maybe it includes rec league.
Definitely 9 through 12.
It definitely includes 9 through 12.
Okay.
And then 9, 10, 11 obviously aren't drafted.
Yeah, it says there's approximately 77,000 college football players. So a fourth of those are probably of age to then go get drafted.
And then, did you say 300 get drafted?
257.
Wow. God, I mean, that just seems really impossible.
Which
Doesn't
one?
it? That a few hundred will go every year
Oh, I know.
out of 77,000 that are already playing in college. So hard to, it's almost impossible to play college football.
Yeah, I know. Really hard to do.
Again, Friday Night Lights, smashes. He thinks he's going to the NFL. Everyone thinks they're going to the NFL.
Yeah, well, you gotta dream big.
I mean, you got to go for it.
Yeah. I think that might be it for Chris. I loved this episode, obviously.
I'm trying to think what the equivalent episode would be for me.
It's a very important topic, and I'm glad we covered it.
Yeah, me too. Can you think of an obsession of mine that might be fun? It would be car related, I guess.
Well, no, because
Total
this
Wolf.
isn't shopping.
Mine's Total Wolf.
Well, that would be Anna Wintour. This is like,
okay.
what's your cause? Like, what do you care is being talked about that's not being talked about?
Yeah, we've had a couple people that their main concern was that we're not listening to each other.
Right.
That was really rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Chris, and he was very cool and nice.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. All right.
All right.
That's it.
Love you.
you.